Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and I am back with another planner lineup setup video for 2022. I'm going to be adding 4 more planners into my lineup. So you're probably thinking I am completely crazy to do this, but I am really trying to use up my supplies. So full disclosure, if you've been following me for a while, you know that depending on the month, depending on the season of my life, I don't actually use all of my planners all of the time. So this is not going to be where we're going to be doing a full 12 months in these planners. I will use them as I need to, and then if I'm getting too overwhelmed or too busy, I just don't use them. So I think it will be fine for me to add these. Again, I am just trying to use up supplies, and so I'm going to show you what these 4 are. But first, what I'm going to do is set these to the side and show you my frankenplanner. So right now, I have my frankenplanner. I did set this up in a previous video, and I will link that in the description so you can see that. But this frankenplanner is on the snap-on covers, the old ones, which I love, and then black expander metal discs. And I did flip the cover inside out, so this is actually the outside. And one of the things I added in here, I can't remember if this was in the previous video or not, but I added this dashboard of sticky notes. And it's just one of the clear I'm actually not quite sure where I got this plastic, but it was probably from like the front of like the packaging or like one of the boxes that the Happy Planner used to release, or like still does actually release like kits, and like the plastic that's covering it on the front. I think I cut one of those pieces down. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, it's just a full size sheet. And then what I did was just cut out and put on here sticky notes. And you can probably see some extra packaging. These sticky notes are on like the little mini pads, and they did have like the edge to just snap in, but I wanted to kind of create like a full sheet here, so that's what I ended up doing here. And then I've already got this planner set up for January. So the first section here is my home section, which I will flip through like once I remove all of the sensitive information and then update it in January. I'll try to do a flip through of it at the end of the month. And then here we have my first actual planner section, the second section, first planner, which is the home planner. I am using a dashboard layout for this, and it's outdated, you can see here. Then I have my third section, which is going to be Sophia's question and answer book. And so what we do here is use it for 7 years, and we've actually started it, and this is 2021, so this will be the 3rd year that we've been doing it, and I haven't covered it up, but I normally put the questions here, and then every year Sophia answers it, and so I just write in her answer here, and this is again an outdated teacher layout. You'll see a theme here where everything's pretty much outdated except for one planner. This next section is Sophia's memory book. Now, I did in the previous video kind of go back and forth on whether I should use the teacher layout or like the actual like vertical layout that I had initially planned. I did decide to use the vertical layout, so that is here. But then I also went through my dividers and let Sophia pick her set of dividers. And so she ended up picking a very pastel rainbow set, which I think was, it's definitely her style right now. And so right now I'm kind of debating on whether I want to go ahead and pull in like that one sheet right here just so it matches, and then I could just use this and redate the monthly, or if I'm okay with just leaving it. I'm not quite sure yet. I'll make a decision before January. And so that's for Sophia's memory book. And in 2022, I am probably going to move into like doing a lot more traditional memory keeping with photos and journaling and things like that in her memory book. And so we will go through that. Here is the wellness section that I have. I did simplify it quite a bit to where it is just this self-care checklist, the self-affirmation checklist, check-in, and then like 8 sections where I'm just kind of like talking about how I'm feeling. And I'm just choosing 8 random days in the month to fill that out. And then there's just like 3 wellness goals in the back. And that's pretty much it for wellness. This next section is my faith section. And it's just random, completely random, outdated horizontal pages. And what I do for my faith journaling is essentially work my way through several reading plans in my Bible app. And what I do is just use as many spaces as I need to. So some days I only need 1, some days I need 2, some days I use an entire page, some days I use an entire spread. So it really just depends on how much time I have, how much like the section that I'm reading through really speaks to me, and I just use it as I need to. And so I am excited to jump into that. I do also have in here some like kind of pre-decorated like pages that I can just freehand and write out like gratitude, things like that. And so that is in here as well. Some of that should move out. You'll see that in a little bit. This next section, second to last section, is social media, and I'm going to be using a color block layout for that. I just pretty much just split it up with like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and then just notes for like planner related stuff or just any tasks that I have to do. And that's pretty much it. It has worked well in the past for me, so I'm fine with using it for 2022. And then the last section is budget. And so I do have an undated, like one of the colorful versions. So this is not one of the new ones, but I do have this. It is undated. I do plan to do just like a lot of people do and just kind of wipe these sections out and, you know, just go from there. But that's what this section looks like. And so that's kind of what we have currently. And that's what I set up in the previous video. And so what I'm going to do now is talk to you about the 4 sections that we have and that I'm going to be adding and just kind of stick them into the planner. I've already kind of set them up really individually. So I just need to walk you through them and kind of stick them in here so it's ready for January. Actually, I'm going to start with this one. This one I did set up in a previous video. This is my daily planner. I did set this up from like an old teacher planner. And it's not actually old, it's a current planner, kind of partially current. So January through July is current, and then August through December is going to be outdated. So I am only using the monthly from that teacher planner. And then pretty much right after that page, I glued in this page is kind of falling apart already, but I glued in that page, and then it's just daily pages all the way through. I didn't put like a full 31 days for each month. Again, I don't really see myself using daily pages like every single day, but I do have enough in here, like it's a giant stack. So I can always like, I think what I'm going to do is set up 31 days for January, and any leftover pages I'll just move into February and just continue moving it forward until I need to use them. And so at some point I'll work through most of these pages. I'm just not worried about like having it be exactly like January 30th or February 3rd or whatever. So that's the first one. I did already set this up in a previous video. This next one right here is going to be my food log. Now, I was planning not to do a food log, but I decided to just go ahead and do it. And one of the reasons for that is when I was kind of talking about Sophia's memory book, whether I wanted to use the teacher layout or the current sophisticated florals vertical layout, I decided on the vertical layout, which meant that I did have teacher layout pages. And so I decided, you know, let's just go ahead and do it. I'm going to put them in here in this planner. I love this cover for wellness. I love these discs. These are like one of the blush kind of like super rosy pink gold that I have. I don't know which planner it came from, but I do love the look of the metal against this cover. And so this is a wellness planner. And I believe, I honestly don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that these were the planner guts that came in there, although that might not actually be true. I'm actually looking at this and I think this might have come from a horizontal. Anyway, I put a hello page in here, and I'm like 98% sure that these were the dividers for this wellness planner. And so this one says you can't go back and make a new start, but you can start right now and make a brand new ending. No one is more worthy of love and kindness. We are all people in progress. Your story is unique and so different and not worthy of comparison. Oh, I love that. Right. You are made of stardust and wishes and magical things. Return to simple and slow. I just love this coloring with these discs. It's just beautiful. Fall in love with becoming the best version of yourself. I am going to make a very beautiful life for myself no matter what it takes. Decide every morning that you are in a good mood. Oh, I love that. This is just a simple like kind of blue foiling. Take it day by day. Create beautiful things that bring joy and happiness. Stop waiting for Friday, for summer, for someone to fall in love with you. For life, happiness is achieved when you stop waiting for it and make the most of the moment you are in now. Okay, so that's pretty much the planner. And you probably noticed as I went through it that eventually I just stopped putting in pages. It's just the dividers. And so what I did here is put all of the teacher layout pages that I have. These are all the random pages that I have. It's completely random. Like, I mean, they are not matched up. Some of them are matched up, like this is the left and that's the right. And so some of it is matched up, but then some of it is just like completely random. That's mostly towards the end. And so I did go ahead and I think, let me see. There's 1 page, 2, 3, right, and then right here, 4, 5. So there are 5 weeks in January, plus like, you know, you saw how it kind of switched out. And so I'm going to put 5 pages in here. And again, I may or may not use this like consistently every week. So if I don't use it consistently, I'll just move the weeks forward because it is just outdated. I can just move it forward without like feeling like I'm wasting pages, and it'll just go into like the next month or into a future month to be used. So I'm going to add back in a food log. Now this next one is kind of up in the air. Okay, so this very next planner, I am adding this to my lineup, and this is not going to be a daily thing, I don't think, but I definitely wanted to be able to try to start like a creativity slash journal, like basically a creativity journal. It's just something fun for me to do. I have done this in the past with my faith journal, but I'm really thinking like I should just have a separate space for it, something that's a little bit easier to carry, that doesn't have all of my prayer requests in it. Although, you know, I really am going to, I think, carry my frankenplanner. So anyway, I'm not quite sure what makes it different, but I'm going to be putting some pages in here and just kind of creating a separate section for like some of these coloring things. And I just created, or like picked out, a set of dividers here that I thought were very like creativity oriented. They're like these like abstract watercolors, and I'm just gonna flip through the dividers just so you can see them. And then the rest of the pages are like completely random, just like coloring pages that I've printed down to size or I've had in my stash, and I just cut down to size and punched and put it in here. This February divider says worry less, smile more. Make it happen today. Do your best, forget the rest. This is beautiful. I love that abstract. Right, like so right here, just an example of pages that I had in like random coloring books that I just cut out of the coloring book and just cut down to size and punched it. Like you can see here, like I cut off an edge of the mandala, but I'm okay with it too. All right, June, remember why you started. Today is a new beginning. I just love the watercolor look. I feel like it works well with like a creativity journal. All right, be the change you wish to see in the world, one thing at a time. Okay, I'm sorry if you hear the noise in the background, but my fridge is just making all sorts of weird noises from my ice maker, so hopefully it's not too distracting. This divider is just a beautiful like kind of watercolor swatch. November says don't quit your daydream, and I just love this one. This is so pretty. Okay, so this is gonna be my creativity journal, and I just put it on this Grace Upon Grace cover, which I've had in my stash for forever. Like the corners are binner and everything, and I'm just thinking like since I'm kind of splitting up my faith into like actual faith Bible journaling and then like some creativity coloring, that type of stuff, I wanted to kind of have a space for that. Right, and then the last one is my work planner. Now if you have seen the previous videos, I did create like a big work planner for myself, but because I'm moving into this frankenplanner and I'm really wanting to carry it around with me all the time, I wanted to have a classic size work planner that would fit into the frankenplanner. And so this is what this setup is. I did pick a set of like totally random, like undated dividers, and what we have in here are like this set of monthly pages that I had done previously just to kind of like have a place to track out big events. And then I have in here, this is gonna like involve a lot of gluing, but I have in here some like lined vertical pages, and I think this will work well for work just because I can use it kind of like an hourly if I need to time block what I'm doing at work, but also, you know, have space to like write big events, and then have a space for notes, advising notes, things like that. I don't flip through my work planner, although in 2022 I'll probably try to work on like not putting in names in my work planner so I can flip through it, but we'll see. These planners typically are like super functional for me, so you know it's not like there's anything super exciting when we look at them, but anyway, people love flip throughs. I think I love flip throughs, so I think other people love flip throughs. I do have these 4 planners, and one of the things I talked about in the previous video was just kind of setting it up so that way the dividers are flowing through. So if we take a look at my current setup, I have a 4th divider, a 1st divider, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and then 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Just in terms of like the logic of it, I feel like all of these planners, they can kind of go anywhere, but they also might make sense just as like a set all by themselves, if that makes sense, at the very back. So what I'm gonna do is go back here. I'm gonna go back here, and this might have to change. I feel like this might need to change. And I want to be able to put right here, this is my social media. All right, I gotta think about this. Social media, And this is, okay, I'm going to put it right here. All right, this is wellness, this section, and then this is faith, social media, budget. And I don't want to change it too much, and I feel like it would work right here. So right here is my wellness, and I think what I'll put right next is the food log stuff, because that's normally how I would kind of orient myself to this stuff. And I did go ahead and pick a first tab. I did try to pre-plan some of this stuff, right? So I did have a first tab for January there. So I'm going to put the food log right after wellness, which to my mind makes the most sense, right? And I didn't show you this, but oh no, yeah, I did. All right, it's the teacher layout. All right, then right after wellness, I think I'm going to put, I'm not quite sure what I should put. Like, it seems kind of weird to put my personal, but that's the order that I have it in. I did try to like pick for like where the January was in a different tab. So I'm just going to do it. I'm pulling out January. I'm also, I mentioned this earlier, I'm going to also put in 31 days for January. I tried to like squeeze a bunch in there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, it's only 10. So let me grab maybe just like one more set. I'm just going to grab one more set. All right, and it should be 20. Let me grab two more, 2 sets total. I don't know why 10 and 10 I thought would equal 30. All right, so I think that will be close to 30. Again, I don't think I'll use like every single day, but that will go right there. And then I wanted work next, but that doesn't work out because this is the 3rd tab right here. So I'm just gonna move this here for, no, this makes the most sense as a 4th tab. So I'm gonna have to switch this around and use this for work. All right. Because this one is right next to my faith, and that makes the most sense, right? So I just talked to you about kind of like the random dividers I was using in work. So what I'm gonna do instead is use these the watercolor abstract things for work, and I'll just move that here. And then I'll use these random dividers that are unlabeled for the 4th and put that here. All right, and then what I'm gonna do is in the back, I know in this back section here, I also have like some random pages. So I'm gonna move these. Like, I know it's like super kind of like chaotic and everywhere, but I'm gonna stick them in here. All right, so it has been set up. It's not exactly the order that I would love, so I may like sit down and just kind of think about, and I might have to like switch around some of the dividers. So like for right now, the plan is to switch these dividers with from like creativity with my work dividers. But I mean, I also really liked those dividers with the planners that they were in. So I might have to like kind of like reorder the planner itself, so that way the pieces kind of flow together a little bit better. Okay, so I decided just to pause and think about what I was doing with dividers, and I came up with what made the most sense to me. So I'm going to do the flip through now. I did put all the sections in, and then now I did switch around some dividers and move some sections so that way it made sense. So this is just a quick flip through of the different sections. Home, my home binder section, and then the home planner stayed the same. Those are the first 2 sections. Then I do have Sophia's 2 sections. So this is the question and answer, and then Sophia's memory book. So those stayed the same. Then when we got here, the very next section was wellness. But what I decided to do was move wellness back a little bit. So you'll see it here. And what I decided to put right after Sophia's section were my 2 personal sections, where I'm like doing personal like catch-all and work. So this very next section is work, and this was the divider that was originally with it when I set up the planner. So I love that, just because I feel like, you know, I used the Girl with Goals dividers, some of them at least. It just made sense, and it's still the line vertical. Then what I ended up doing was this next section, I switched the dividers. So this is my personal section. Originally it was these set of covers right here, but I decided to switch the covers with the faith section and use that as the top tab here. And I think it doesn't really matter, it just needs to be separated. I don't plan to use the monthly here, so this is what the setup looks like now that I've switched it over. And you know what, I'm just kind of okay with it. In fact, I'll probably not even use this section and just kind of move this page out. Just kind of like tape it directly to the divider, and it'll just go straight into it, like like from the tab into the first day, kind of like that. And so I'll make a decision soon. For right now, I'll leave that page in. So I did switch the dividers for my personal section with my faith section, which meant that then I have this faith section with the original dividers here. And so I was just using it just to mark the page or mark the sections. So it's totally fine. Still the horizontal pages here. And then this next section is the creativity. And that makes a lot of sense for me to have the faith and then creativity right next to each other, because I was in previous years combining those things. And so I wanted those two sections together. And then I have my wellness section with the divider here, same divider, same setup. And then I had my food log, which was the teacher layout, the outdated teacher layout. So that makes so much more sense to me, where it's going from home to Sophia, then work, personal, faith, the creativity, wellness, food log, social media, and budget. And those sections stayed, the last two stayed in the same order. So it's pretty much the second half is all my stuff: work, personal, faith, creativity, wellness, food log, and then this one is social media and budget. So hopefully that made sense. I feel like, you know, there are a lot of sections here, so I totally get that it's overwhelming and there's just a lot happening. But basically what I did was just switch this set of dividers with this set of dividers. And then I just moved all the sections around so that way the dividers go down the line. So it's third, fourth, first, second, third, fourth. And so with that just kind of easy switching the dividers for two planners, I was able to put it in an order that made sense to me. So that is all for the video. Yeah. I know it's a lot actually, but I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.